Well, you know who has a good identity, and the good identity, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. Because when the game is on the line, anytime this season, what do? Barkley or bust. And in this game, we saw the same thing when it came down to it when Jalen Hurts was hurt and limited. And I didn't do that on purpose. He was literally hurt. I know everybody's doing that fun or whatever. When he was hurt, had limited mobility, they went and made the investment. They came into the playoffs and they used the investment. We just talked about a team that didn't do that with the Ravens, who didn't. I mean, granted, the Buffalo Bills were doing a great job of stopping Henry early, but he got loose in the second half. They went away for that. But the Eagles did that because they were like, we went and got him. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose with the guy. And that's how the Philadelphia Eagles won a close game at home, because they relied on the strength of their defense, and they were able to defeat the Los Angeles Rams 28-22 with the defense and Saquon Barkley. So the question is, this is, bruh, I swear to God, you ain't shit. Is Jalen Hurts the Jimmy G of this Eagles team, and which has the great chance to make the Super Bowl?
I only had to say this because I gotta knock Q and Shelton off a pig, because these niggas, these motherfuckers, they have to like. Y'all know how much I fuck with Saquon. I want him to get a ring. But the fact that he's doing this to help benefit the Eagles doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that for the organization. I'm saying that because we keep dancing around this topic about Jalen Hurts every fucking week. And Shelton get the skate because he could say they got the dub at the end of the day. And we all looking at the same tape. And we know something wrong. And we know this shit is going. And this shit, the house always win, Ken, when it comes to this shit. It's going to show up somehow, some way. And I would just hate for this conversation to skate like that. I may be sounding like a hater right now, but Jalen Hurts, he ain't doing shit, literally. He's literally hurting their team. All pun intended. All pun intended.
I'm so glad the title ain't changing.
That safety says it all along. The nigga knew he couldn't run, but he still held the ball. The nigga who's supposed to be their captain didn't call out the play action boot play when we already up and we got Saquon cooking. Come on,
yeah. Bro. So we're going into this next game with the Commanders and the Eagles. I am kind of like I'm just confused a little bit with how this last game played out, because Saquon looked amazing. The defense made some really advantageous plays, and Jalen Carter was amazing on the defensive line. It's hard for me to even really grade Jalen Hurts in this game because of two factors: the blizzard and the fact that he got hurt. I genuinely don't know what to think about this game, because the safety, Kellen Moore, is coming out saying that the safety's on him. I don't know if he's protecting Jalen or whatever. I would think that as a guy in the running for a head coaching job, you wouldn't say that a safety in the playoffs was on you. So it has to be either true or just complete cap. So I don't know. It's just coming into the Commanders game, I'm a little bit worried because I think Jaden Daniels has a lot of confidence and the ability to scramble when we don't have Nakobe Dean out there could present a problem. It's a divisional game as well. This is the third time we're meeting up. And if Jalen Hurts is hindered in his mobility, I'm extremely worried, because I do think he's a very limited passer already. And if you're telling me that his knee is not 100% and he's limited as a runner now, then I think that if you're the Commanders, you're licking your chops, because we just slayed the Lions, and now it's just basically sell out to stop Barkley, and that's got to be your entire plan. Now, no teams have been able to do that because of the fact that Jalen Hurts is able to run and he's able to create more of a mismatch with his legs. But if that's going to be off the table, as an Eagles fan, I'm pretty concerned, and I'm pretty scared to see what's going to happen, because everything's on the table this week.
Sam Cosmi, from the guard from the Washington Commanders, towards ACL. Sam Cosmi did an excellent job in this first game against Jalen Carter. Even though Jalen Carter made plays, he still did a better job than anybody else has this year. That being said, that gives me a lot of confidence in what the Eagles can do on defense. That defensive line is already confident going into this game. You are having to come into the link, which is a little bit different place to play, and you got a backup guard trying to keep Jalen Carter out of the backfield. That's gonna make it a really, really daunting task. Not impossible, but daunting nonetheless. I am worried about the leg, and you're right. It could have been posturing. To me, it's on Jalen. Get rid of the ball.
Yeah,
it's that simple. Get rid of the ball. So that safety is on him. I don't know how he's being coached. I don't know. I'm not in that locker room, so I don't know what they're saying to him. But you know, keep the ball out of harm's way. I get it, but you can throw the ball away. That's something that's big.
it's just holding the ball too long for me. If I'm gonna get into my issues with the offense, he's holding the ball too long for me. The fumble is concerning because it's just like we have a Ferrari that's only going 100 miles an hour 50% of the time, and I think that Saquon is the 50% of the time. And of course you can't take away Saquon, but it's like if we didn't sign Saquon Barkley, I don't even know what this offense even looks like.
Q, I have a question. So when a quarterback holds the ball, in your opinion, what is the reason why he's holding the ball?
There's only two options. Either he's not seeing his progressions or he's scared to throw a pick.
That's not it. And I was going to say that. I was going to say a lot of times I think that he's coming off, he's not trusting his reads. He sees it. He's looking in the direction at times and still not pulling the trigger. So it ain't like he ain't seeing it. And his eyes are moving. He's seeing everything. It could be coaching.
It still ain't pulling the trigger. What is that?
It could be coaching.
But they got a new
Yes.
coach. They got a new coach, and he did the same thing last year.
I'm not blaming the coach, but what I'm saying I don't know. No.
Clear, he's never not done this in his career.
Exactly, because it goes back to Alabama.
Yes, he has done this in his career. I'll show you tape.
College.
But no, I'll show you tape. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not blaming the coach. No, that's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm saying is, if you're telling me to protect the ball, and I'm taking that to mean don't make these throws, that's on him still. But that's something that could be possibly happening at this point.
So
don't turn the ball over because all you can do is lose. I said no. That's still on him. That's still on him.
Spike just hired you for the bail bonds job.
No, that's still on him.
He still has a couple openings.
He's the commissioner.
No. Once again, I'm telling you a reason why. I'm not telling you that I agree. I'm just telling you why it may be happening. I ain't saying that I agree with it. I said
so why you telling us then if you don't believe it? Shit, nigga, I don't want to hear that.
I ain't saying I don't believe it. I said I don't believe it should happen. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it should.
But the issue is that it is happening, and he's had multiple offensive coordinators now, and we could track this all the way back.
Offensive coordinator every year.
And we could track this all the way back to Alabama. So I don't think that the issue is with the coaching. I think the issue is with the player. You, as a quarterback, sometimes when you see it, you got to let it go. And here's the thing. I will shoot him the bail because I've always said he's a mobile quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So if the wheels ain't rolling, then he's a liability. The reason why I was okay with paying him the money, right, was because if he is a true dual threat and you're running options, you're doing this, you're doing what they doing with Jaden Daniels, then he's worth the money. But
he's not a dual threat. He's only a threat on the ground. There ain't no threat in the air.
Right. I'll let you get to your running back.
Lou, he'll threaten the championship game. As long as he'll threaten the championship game, that's all that matters.
He's a threat on the ground. Let's be very clear. And
two out of 3 years.
He's not a passing threat.
Go watch the fourth quarter of the Bills game and tell me.
Regardless of the why, the issue is that you have a former Heisman winner as a wide receiver. You have arguably the most physical, top two most physical wide receivers in the game outside of Deebo Samuels that can actually catch and run routes. You have tight end. You have the greatest O-line. What the hell you not see? Let that thing go.
People, if I tell you, man, don't you lose this game for me. Don't lose it for me. You ain't gonna let it go. I'm not saying.
No, that's crazy, Shelton. That's not even the approach.
It's not crazy if it's working.
It's not crazy if it's
working. You don't think they say that and it's working?
I think you don't tell Patrick Mahomes that. You don't tell any other quarterback that's of elite status that, hey man, don't lose this game for me. You tell them to go out and do what they do. So for you to tell me,
somebody should have told Lamar that last week.
for you
we
to
would
tell
be in
me
a
that the
situation.
coaches are telling Jalen Hurts, man, don't go out and lose this
Yes,
game for me.
I'm
It says a
absolutely
lot about
telling
his
you that.
skill set.
You got
That's
a
a lot. That says a
Ferrari.
lot about his
You
skill set.
got a Ferrari right behind you. Don't you lose so he can't do what he do. That's
right.
exactly what they tell.
Shelton is
And
telling
it
you what he
works.
think about Jalen Hurts.
That
That's what
means
he
he's
said.
that means he's
100%.
Trent Dilfer. He's Trent Dilfer then.
Yep.
I don't care what you call him, as long as he wins.
And I think that that's like the two conversations that people are having about Jalen Hurts is coming from one side where you have people saying he's elite and he's elite because he's winning and look at the win percentage and look at the stats and blah blah blah. And then you have people who are coming at this from a real like eye test. We can see what's going on. And the reason why it's so hard for me to judge this last game just only in a vacuum, because a lot of people are doing this, gotcha with me where, Josh Allen had a similar game to Jalen Hurts, but you don't get on Josh Allen. I think that is such a reductive argument because that's the outlier for Josh Allen to do less and win. It's the rule of how the Eagles win that Jalen Hurts doesn't have to do too much and we win. It's the outlier when he throws the 303 touchdowns where I'm like, man, he looked amazing today. Does he have it in him every 6 games to he looks like he's really locked in? Yeah, he does that a lot. But I can't sit here as a fan and be so supremely confident come playoff time. Bro, as an Eagles fan, I have to always go in let's see what Jalen we get this week. Let's see what happens this week. If I have a Joe Burrow, if I have a Josh Allen, if I have, in y'all's opinion, because he's top 5 now, Jaden Daniels, I'm gonna go and be like, man, I'm ready to go. This is it. We have the offense, we have the weapons. Jahan Dotson is our 3rd receiver, and we just don't use him. And I don't understand how Jalen is not seeing this. I saw 3 touchdowns that Jalen didn't pull the trigger on last week. Could have been the snow, could have been something else. But there's just too much of that for me to be like, man, I'm supremely confident every time we're in the playoffs. It's Saquon and the defense are bust, and you can win with that formula. But I'm afraid that Piper is going to come to collect where he's like, all right, Saquon only got 80 yards in this game. The defense getting picked apart a little bit more, and we're down a score. We're down 10 points, and we need Jalen to actually make some throws here. And that's what I'm scared to see.
But
Shelton, real quick.
Can I ask
is Jalen Hurts top 5 for you?
Say it again now.
Is Jalen Hurts top 5?
Not this year. This year he's not playing top 5 football.
Let me ask you something. Can I ask you too, as Eagles fans, do you guys think that Jalen Hurts can go outperform Jaden Daniels on a Sunday?
Absolutely. He did it this year. Did you watch the first game?
I think he can. I think that he can. He has the ability to do so. Am I willing to bet money on that? No. And that's the part of being a fan of this team that disappoints me. Because when I put the keys in this Ferrari, it should start up 100% of the time because we invested in it.
In Washington, he did it the first game. The second game, he was on the route doing it before Frankie Louvu knocked him out. He was already doing it. He was outperforming them both the times they played. So we can't say he can't do it. We saw him do the same thing. Like I said, watch the 4th quarter in overtime. We're gonna watch the 4th quarter in overtime. I know this last year in this revisionist history, but we can watch the 4th quarter overtime against Josh Allen at his best. He outplayed Josh Allen, throwing the ball all over. Those were passes. That wasn't running. So we know he can do these things. It's just a matter of being able to execute at a high level. We saw him hit A.J. Brown. That was a beautiful pass to A.J. Brown. That was a beautiful pass to Devontae that Devontae almost got knocked out on. He can throw the ball when he gets in rhythm. He talks about rhythm all the time. And a lot of things that we don't give quarterback credit for. Those 2 Saquon long touchdown runs in this game, he audible in both of those. Yeah, he's calling these plays. He's out there playing point guard.
What happened to the bootleg then? Why did he audible out of the bootleg? Why would he think? Why would he think on a bum knee that I can do a?
He didn't call that play, but even if he did call the play,
he called the good plays.
It was messed up, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They said it. They said that.
So he can't audible. So he can't audible out of that. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Is it like Madden where you can only audible on certain plays?
Absolutely. In some cases, I'm not saying. Once again, I'm not saying
call this play.
It was a blizzard.
Sheldon, he don't call plays. They give him plays.
Yeah. They give him options.
I'm
You're right,
100% confident.
It was a
right,
blizzard, man. It was a blizzard.
I know
Well, you're
Jalen
right,
Hurts
Lou.
don't call plays.
But they'll tell
I
you
know
he can
that.
check. He can check and change the play at the line. So he does call plays, Lou. He can change.
It was a blizzard, so I can't really it's hard for me to just judge him in this one game because of the blizzard and the knee. But regardless of those, I did still see things that I'm like, that I feel like that could have been a throw, that could have been a throw. And then who knows? The guys could have also dropped it because of those factors I just listed. But when you look at the other side of it with like the Rams put us in a position where our defense had to kind of rally themselves together, especially the D-line. They came on really late. Stafford, he played as well of a road game that you can ask a guy at his age and playing in a hot weather city like that to come in a blizzard. And really, Puka, you know what I'm saying, damn near sealed the game for him. And, you know, not to go back to older topic, but the reason why I am worried is because, yeah, you can beat the Commanders doing shit like that, but when you got to play the Kansas City Chiefs, nigga, they throwing flags on that last fucking drive, dude, and that's not good enough.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it goes back to what we talked about. Yeah, you're right about that. And I don't know if you noticed this too, Q, but when Quinyon went down, I was scared to death because Quinyon, man, you ain't throwing to that side of the field when Quinyon is on the field, and I know he's a rookie, man, but that dude been balling all season long.
A lot of QBs would rather test the older Darius Slay because reaction time. Like, you know, it's just a youth thing, even if you don't believe in the talent spike, but this is a youth thing at that point.
And you saw that in the game plan. 2 of those long passes he threw, Isaiah Rodgers had the ball in his hands twice and got the ball taken away from him. Those plays wouldn't have been made by Quinyon because you wouldn't have threw the ball. And he's really aggressive towards the ball. I'm not saying he would have picked it off, but you wouldn't have threw the ball at him. You wouldn't have tried him. And
we're giving
those things make a difference.
We're giving a lot of time to the Eagles because obviously we moved on, but it's like where do we think the Rams go with Kupp? Are they gonna be doing a fire sale? Are they doing a fire sale with him and Stafford this offseason? Do you retool with Stafford? Can you make one more run? Or
we'll hit that next, but real quick, Nick, any thoughts on the Hurts thing before we move on?
The last thing I was gonna say, if we are describing Jalen Hurts and the success of Philadelphia Eagles as him doing less and letting everybody else just do them, that's the definition of Jimmy G to me. We can end that off of that alone.
Hey, Jimmy G ain't scored no. Jimmy G ain't.
Somebody
Nick. In
somebody
the
in the chat said Jalen Hurts was a focused Quincy Carter.
I saw that. Hey, don't do that. Quincy's a friend of the show. Don't do that. Hey, look.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad if you want to call. I'm not mad if you want to call him a luxury Jimmy G, because at the end of the day, Jimmy G was one throw away from beating the Chiefs. So it's like his whole future might have been
and Jalen Hurts was one fumble away from
Jalen Hurts in his last 12 games. Jalen Hurts in his last 12 full games is 12-0 with 24 touchdowns. Passes.
Tell it to somebody who cares. Tell it to somebody who cares.
Hey man. What's Dallas's record? That's a business.
And Q, as far as for the Rams, I wouldn't be shocked if to me all this depends on what Sean McVay wants to do. If he wants to come back and continue coaching, because he was talking about retiring a couple years ago. If he still wants to coach, I say restart. You got Puka. You can sell Stafford for a high. You can still Stafford for a high sale right now. You can sell him to Vegas for shit.
Nah, Stafford's coming back.
You can draft a quarterback. Yeah.
No, Stafford's coming back for another run. You're gonna keep Stafford there. You're gonna hope that you get another quarterback to come in later. But you got the defense. You need to move
on. You holding on to Stafford for too long. At this point,
Kupp is who they got to let go of, and he's gonna be gone.
Shelton, you're saying
what's going to be great
going to come back if McVay comes back?
I think they will both come back.
Okay, not Stafford's coming back. Period. Because
no,
he don't know what the hell he's gonna do either.
Nah, it would be a package deal. I think they will both come back because the defense is already there. That defense is tough, and you got some ballers on that side. And Verse, Fisk, a lot of those dudes, man, them dudes is some monsters. They was out there balling.
Quick question: I don't know what you would need to make the salaries match, but y'all believe in this team's offensive weapons so much. I'm gonna just throw out a scenario. Plus, he's a Georgia boy. Would you give up Michael Penix for Stafford if you're the Falcons? Just Just
No,
judging by
No.
based on how all the
Not
black
at
and
all.
everybody
You
runs
ain't
that
gotta explain
organization.
nothing else. Nope.
Not at all.
only because
Would
of the
you be
coach.
shocked? Would you be
I
shocked?
would be supremely shocked because
I wouldn't be shocked, dude. The Falcons make those type of moves all the time. They just signed Kirk Cousins. If you're telling me that you don't really believe in Michael Penix, if you're the Falcons,
They believe in him though.
they believe in him though too.
I know, but I'm saying, just making an argument. If you're telling me that there's any doubt, because you have to be 100% in on the QB, and I don't want to derail us because I'm talking about where Stafford could possibly go if he leaves, because we're talking about the future of the Rams. But if you're looking at teams like the Falcons, they make moves like this all the time, where they give up on the young guy for a proven guy. They try to do it with Kirk Cousins, but they didn't even believe in him that much. But if you're telling me that you believe in a guy like Stafford to come in with those weapons of Drake and Robinson and those guys,
if that's the case, you got to fire the GM. Yeah, you got to fire him.
Drake,
And you got to fire the GM. If the GM makes that call, you got to fire him because
Yeah, he got
on
to
site.
go.
would Minnesota do it? Would Minnesota guys like them do it? Like, I don't know.
I can see Minnesota taking Stafford.
Yeah, I see Minnesota taking a flyer on him. I don't know what they would have to give him.
Ayo, a Detroit reunion. No.
I was gonna say
I could see him in Jacksonville.
If
Detroit would be the best place.
If Tennessee said, "Hey, LA, we'll give you the number 1 overall pick for Matt Stafford right now,"
Absolutely, that's a done deal.
That's a Titan ass move right there.
They would be done.
That's what the Titans would do.
The Titans are not winning now.
They might. Spike, you would know better. They might not have the demographics to support a Cam or a Shador as the.
I'm telling you, they don't.
They
do not.
Who do we just pick number 1? Who do we just pick?
I'm telling you, Shador Sanders is not going to work at the Titans.
No.
I will tell you that as a Nashville native.
No,
the
Titans.
No.
He's not gonna play there.
No. If he's that guy, you mean he's not going, or he won't be good there?
The organization will not be able to handle what he brings to the table.
It's making Nashville great again.
I'm gonna put it that very simply. Like it's not good
though. He should be able to overcome that, right?
No, because the Titans are not a good enough organization to keep him secluded from what's
Would
going
the Cowboys trade Dak for Matt Stafford?
Listen, Ken, they should. No, absolutely not. Ken, when Shador touchdown in Nashville, listen, when Shador touchdown in Nashville, it'll be different. And it ain't gonna be about football at all. And it ain't gonna be detrimental. It ain't gonna be good for Shador.
Dion already said he ain't going there.
Dion, what you doing over here, boy?
It's gonna be Cam Ward because Dion said he ain't going there.
The Titans cannot handle a personality like Shador.
The rumor is the Browns gonna pick what's his name, Hunter. They said they're gonna try to be shitty next year for the next QB. I think Shador gonna end up either in New York or he just gonna end up dropping in a draft or maybe end up at Vegas.
Shador gonna flash that AP.
If the NFC East had all black 4 quarterbacks like that, Shador, Dak, Daniels, and